I'm CK. Today we're going to do another kit from the 5-in-1 box I got from eLearnTronics. Today we're going to do their electronics learning board resistance, which, if I were to guess, is going to have a bunch of resistors, some dip switches, and some LEDs. But that's just a guess. We'll put it together, see what we learn from it, and I hope you enjoy the video. Here's the little bag. See what's inside it. Again, I have a pretty good idea, or at least how I would demonstrate resistance. Another one of these eLearnTronics cards with the resistor band chart on the back, which is always interesting. Yeah, this is going to be pretty straightforward. We've got power connector, switch, and then we've got LED, 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 and the corresponding resistors that will show you when we put power to it. More resistance, the dimmer the LEDs will be, probably. And it's got Ohm's law here, which is obviously something really fundamental to learn. Viva la resistance, source voltage 9 volts, diode forward voltage is 2.2 volts. So forward voltage means to actually light up the LED, you have to generate a certain amount of voltage to overcome the resistance in the LED. And in this case, the color they're using, which says it's 2.2, maybe green, I don't know, we'll see. Forward voltage, so source voltage, which will be 9 volts, diode forward voltage, which will be 2.2, so we'll subtract 2.2 from 9, which gives us 6.8, I think. I'm not very good at arithmetic. And then you divide that by the resistance in ohms, and it'll give you the LED current. So it gives you an example. Very nice. Again, it'll be a simple kit. Oh, I guess they're yellow LEDs. I should have thought of that. Let's see how bright. Let's see how bright the LEDs are, and what the LED buddy says about the forward voltage that it sees when we try and light these up. Let me get one out first. Come on. Okay. Oops. I really have to put a base on this thing. So there's the illumination. Now this is showing 1.9 volts forward voltage, not 2.2, and a 470 current limiting resistor. So again, I'm seeing slightly less forward voltage than they expect, but for purposes of the demo, it'll be really clear anyway, since the resistors go up no matter what, and the base voltage doesn't matter as much as long as we can overcome it. And with 9 volts going in, we can certainly overcome 1.9 or 2.2 forward voltage. And here's the stuff we're going to put on. The LEDs, then a number of resistors, which is also a good chance for you to learn your resistor values, because you can match them with the little card they have in, and they're all different, so you have a good learning experience. And we've got little brass spacers, which are going to end up being the feet to support this off the ground. So let me get the soldering iron heated up, and we'll put this thing together pretty quickly, I assume. Now it's time to put this thing together, but before we did that, I figured I'd do something at least a little interesting. So the build guide and the board says these are 2.2 forward voltage, and the LED buddy said they were 1.9, so I'm going to give it a try. So I've got the LED hooked up to 330 ohm resistor for current limiting, and I'm going to dial up this little power supply, see when we start getting some light. Oh, it's too, doesn't have that much. I gotta go up coarse first. And this coarse is so goosey that I've got to bring it up really slowly. Up. See, that went too much. This coarse is so coarse. I need to get a different one. Okay, so that's 126. Let me turn this light off. 126, and we don't have light yet. So we'll keep dialing it up there. We could get a little bit of glow at about 1.79 or 1.8. So yeah, this is coming on at 1.8, not at 2.2. If we go up to 2.2, it's got a good glow, but it does break forward voltage at about 1.8, 1.9. So it's a little lower than they show in the instructions. So that was interesting. At least it was interesting to me. I hope it was a little bit interesting to you. Let me turn this off before its power fan goes on. And now, let me disassemble what we did here. Clip off the LED, and we'll do all the resistors first, as is somewhat standard in assembly, and we'll put this 330 in first, because that's the one I had in my hand first. Put that in there, and then this is what? This is 2, I think that's 2, I think that's 220. Let me double check the other one. Yeah. So this will be 2.2K because it's red, 2, and 2, which is 2 zeros. So that's 2.2K. And this one is 2 with orange band, meaning 3, so that means it's 2 and 3 zeros, so that's 220. That's how you read color bands, basically. Not that you really have to do that much anymore. It's just, you know, impress your friends that you can read resistor values without having to resort to a meter or something like that, because that's always fun. Again, back, wait a minute, I'm looking at something here. Because back when I first started, digital voltmeters were, I mean, there were no digital voltmeters, there was just analogs, and they were expensive. I didn't have a good meter for years and years. I was using my father's Army surplus meter that he got in like 1952, and I was using it in the late 60s. But now, meters are relatively inexpensive. Is this 1K or 10K? That's 10K, isn't it? This is 47K. I'm pretty sure, yeah, that's 47K. It's got an orange band. And then there's the other one. There's 2 more. There's a 1K and a 4K7. Where's the 4K7? I should be able to get that first. Yeah, there we are. Orange band, orange, purple, red. And then this is 1K. Orange, I mean brown, black, red. So soldered that down. All those fellas, where's a good piece of solder? Where is my thin solder? I guess I don't have any. Oh, here's some. I do so many kits. I use every scrap of solder I can. And we'll put all the LEDs on, and we'll start with the one that I clipped the other LED on, because I want to make sure that I get the dimensions right. So on LEDs, the square lead will be the cathode side, the short side. The round lead will be the anode side. And you can see there's both a little anode and cathode symbol, as well as you can see the flat spot briefly. Not really firmly. So let me put all these in. Now we're going to want these to sit flat on the circuit board, so what I'm going to do is just solder one leg of each LED. And they went in pretty well. I don't have to straighten up much at all. But if I did need to straighten up, like this one could use a little help, I'll push on it with my forefinger on one side, reheat that solder joint just a bit, and it will scrunch down on the board. But again, this all went together very well. I'm surprised. Let me do the other leg then. Next, we'll put our on-off switch on. Doesn't matter which way you orient this, it will work properly either way. Now the power connector. It's going to be pointing out the side, and the legs are arranged so it would be very difficult to get it wrong. I'm going to go for my thicker solder on this. Not because I'm going to be using this a lot, but it's just good practice that if you're soldering, say, a power connector or a potentiometer, use a bunch of solder, because it's providing not just electrical conductivity, but it's also providing a little physical security for plugging and unplugging the jack, which is nice. Now we will put the little feet on it. And again, they're using hex head screws here, which is interesting just because they cost more fractionally, but enough to notice. They cost more than slotted or cross tips, and I don't know why they went to the extra expense. I'm not tightening them very much because it doesn't matter. They're not load bearing. It's just to keep the board from resting flat or not flat on your table, work surface, whatever. So it's just about time to turn this on, so I'm going to go walk across the shop and get my rechargeable 9-volt battery. I only use rechargeables in my shop since I use so many batteries. I don't want to be throwing them out all the time I turn the light off again. We'll plug this into the snap cap like so. And one of my microphones is saying it's almost out of power, so we got to hustle on this. Plug that in. Now we'll turn it on, and we should have descending lights. So you can see with just 330 ohms of resistance we get a great deal of voltage through there, and then as the resistance goes up, the LEDs fade out because the less and less electrical power is being passed through. It's being dissipated as heat, even though you're not going to feel it at this voltage or current, but it's dissipating heat through the resistors. So that's a good example of all the LEDs are the same. They're all getting the same voltage input, and as the resistance goes higher, less voltage is going through the LED, so it's dimmer. And there you go. A good little board. Good to learn resistance and remind yourself as you go along. And it's got Ohm's law, which you should have committed to memory if you're going to be doing a bunch of electronics. And another good one from the eLearnTronics 5-in-1 box. And I hope you enjoyed the video.